So hold on to your rears. We finally get to do the exhaust. So we'll be putting this guy on, the 2021 Ultra Limited. Before I do a major project like this, you're hungry to make sure you fill yourself up. So I went ahead and ate a whole bunch of Indian food. So this ought to be interesting. Let's get started. My father will be proud. For the first time ever, I actually pulled every tool out in advance that I'm going to need. So, got my little pile here for everything I'm going to need, and I'll read off here what it is. Quarter inch drive ratchet, quarter inch drive half-inch socket, quarter inch drive 7/16 inch socket, quarter inch drive 6-inch extension, 3/16 Allen wrench, quarter inch Allen wrench, 5/16 Allen wrench, 6mm Allen wrench, 10mm Allen wrench, 5/16 nut driver or flat screwdriver. That's, I'm sure, for the clamps for the shields. 7/16 box wrench, half-inch box wrench, 9/16 box wrench, 14mm box wrench, 15mm box wrench. The only thing I don't have, and we'll be substituting vice grips or channel locks for, is a 22mm box wrench. 19's big as I got. I can't even think of what that is. So, might be using crescent wrench or something on something. Maybe it's the O2 sensor. I don't know. So, step one, the directions are really, great. They say remove old exhaust. Thankfully, I've done this before. So, step one is going to be finding the O2 sensors on your head pipe and then tracing the wire back to where it plugs in and unhooking that, cutting any cable ties along the way so that those O2 sensors are free from the bike. So when you take it off, you can just take the O2 sensors out, swap into the new pipe, and you're good to go. So that'll be step one. So let's get started. I'm not going to do like a real time on everything, because otherwise, with interruptions from work and whatnot, this will be a 7-hour thing. So let's get started. Yeah. So when we come back, I'll be probably just pulling mufflers off, which is really easy stuff. So we're gonna start with the mufflers, which is anyone can do this. You got two hanger bolts. Here, I'll take this off real quick. You got two hanger bolts there, and you got a clamp there. Let me just break the whole thing down, actually. So the step one is going to be to take off these mufflers. So the two hangers and the clamp there, which is under the bike. And then this side is the not faker but half pipe kind of thing. You got a clamp there and two hanger bolts there. And you can even see how small that pipe is, because it's not real exhaust, if you know what I'm saying. This exhaust from the factory goes 2-into-1 into a catalytic converter, and then there's just an offshoot to the other side. It's not even full-size pipe. So most of your exhaust comes out of this side, a very little bit comes out of that side, and that's why you can see that one's black and that one isn't. I'm told because the exhaust comes out of this side, much more pressure, it blows stuff out, whereas that side, it's coming slower, and therefore particulate can stick to the metal. That, and because the air is moving slower, that pipe's hotter. So it actually burns stuff onto it. So we're going to take off the mufflers. Then I'm going to take off the clamp that holds the crossover here and pull that off the bike. Then we're going to undo the flange bolts. We'll undo the O2 sensors. I'm sure there's a transmission bracket right there. We're going to take off, and we got to take off the floorboard. So we'll be using the trusty old power ratchet a bunch. So let me get started. Dear SNS, I feel like we need to be in a committed relationship now. I'm like, you're great. Your intakes, your pipes, more pipes. I have a full heavy breather there on this thing. I want a teardrop. I feel entitled. Send me a teardrop. And we're back. Okay, so many terrible slurs have been made in the garage. Just because, you know, exhaust is one of those things that we all love to do. See, I'm talking quietly because the rage is real. Doing exhaust is our favorite thing, right? But it's my least favorite thing. So anyway, so I've transferred the O2 sensors to the new head pipe and used the bung hole adapters, which are included. I have transferred the flanges from the stock head pipe onto the new one, and I have, you know, finger installed the heat shields. I don't know if you're like me, but my experience has been you never know whether that's going to work easily or not. So I put them on, and then I'll probably take it off, and put them on, take it off, put them on, take it off, you know, a few more times. But, so yeah, we'll be here. Oh, may have forgotten one. Great. So yeah, next thing is going to be fitting the head pipe up and then putting the muffler on. But I'm going to actually read the directions for a minute. They don't say a whole lot, but if you've done this, you've done this. But, you know, this being a 2-into-1, it's a little different, so we'll see. I'll be back. We're almost done. Like I said in the last clip, this is one of those, like, I love doing this, I hate doing this, because it's always just fiddly. One thing I noticed, there's an issue. Not really, it's just a thing. The pathing of the hydraulic cable may have been a little different. So that mounting bracket is right on the clutch cable. I think it's okay. It's tightened down and everything. No, it's not. I have to work on that a little bit. But that's the only concern. But look at how cool that muffler looks. It's just a monster. I love it. It's a monster. No. So let me button this up. I still got a couple, you know, heat shields. And again, like I said, the front heat shield I had to take off. Once I had the head pipe on, I had to take it off to get to one of the flange bolts. So I always wonder why manufacturers say to put the heat shields on and, you know, finger tighten them and then fit it, because it's gonna have to come off. Like I personally, I don't think I've ever put a head pipe on and been able to have the heat shield on when I put it on. But so the direction said, I did remember halfway through, I don't know if you noticed in the high-speed thing about my pedal, I almost put the head pipe on and forgot about that, but last minute remembered it. So yeah, with the head pipe off, that's idiot proof. That's incredibly easy with the head pipe off. With it on, it's actually the pin in the back, cotter pin in the back is kind of a pain. But yeah, so let me button this up and then I'll check back in a minute, and then we'll do a sound test. All right. So it's installed. I haven't put the side covers on or the bags or any of that, but oh shit, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start it now. Floorboard's not on, again, side covers, but the O2 sensors are plugged in, shields are tightened, muffler's on, hung properly. Looks cool. It's a much smaller pipe, and of course there's no cat in it, so I do not have the decibel reducer in it. There's an optional baffle. Not baffle, because it has sort of a baffle in it, but a decibel reducer cone that goes in there that gives you more back pressure, so it'll run a little better, but it cuts the sound a bit. So I'm going to start without it. I know that my 19 CVO, if it doesn't have enough back pressure, if I have the decibel reducers out of the GNX pipes that are on there by SNS, it doesn't run right. It'll bog down and stuff. So this one we'll see. Okay, no ticks at idle, you know. Was that just oil, manufacturing oil? I've got a little smoke coming out of it, but it's a real gentle, you know, kind of smoke. It's not heavy. And there's nothing sitting on it. I mean, there really aren't any wires or anything. And I wiped them down. So is that just heavy manufacturing oil or something? It must be. There's nothing sitting on it. All right. Let's try again. And it doesn't smell like plastic or anything. No flange ticks or anything. Yeah, that must be just manufacturing oil coming off of it. It's all plastic and there's nothing on it. Yeah. There's even a little smoke coming out of the end of it, but it doesn't smell like engine smoke. I think it's just oil on the head pipe. I cleaned them off, but obviously not very well. Sounds great. Yeah, no ticks or anything, so we're good there. I'm gonna let it get a little warmer just to see if there's no... Yeah, I can see the smoke coming off the pipe right there. So it's just some oil left from manufacturing. Okay, all right, so I'll check back in a minute. All right, she's tuned, exhaust is on. I'm exhausted, and I wish one of you would come over here and clean this garage. The worst part of the whole thing, right? Like, oh, I just got crap everywhere. And I used a third of it. Like, I followed the directions, got everything out and used a third of it. So, I don't know, maybe I didn't do anything right. But the new pedal's on for the brake. I can't see a difference. I think the angle may be different. I think that's what it is. But everything's on and buttoned up. Everything seems fine. It sounds good, no codes. No ticks by the exhaust flanges. That's always my concern, is you don't get those to seat just right and you get a little tick out of them. There's no tick or anything. I like the way it looks. I actually like, it's going to drive Mrs. Monkey nuts, but I like the asymmetrical sort of look of the rear end with the single pipe. It's about to storm like hell, and I need to go get cleaned up to start my night of work, but there she is. Just imagine pew 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 music, you know, and that's me being a YouTuber. Not really. So let me know what you think. Thoughts, questions. Again, I got this pipe from Fuel Moto. Got a good deal on it. This is the catless, non-California legal version, so it's got more sound to it, and I think more potential, because I think that cat is too much back pressure. Also, a lot less heat. I don't know, you Milwaukee 8 owners out there, if you've never had a non-catted pipe, there's a lot of heat that comes out of that pipe. So right there where the cat normally is, right in this volume there, which is just 2 pipes in this guy. So how this works, 2 pipes go into 1, muffler goes over it, heat shield goes over the join. It's actually a pretty simple exhaust system. It's just that every exhaust system is a pain in the butt to put on when you're doing the full thing. But I hope this inspires some of you out there to maybe not pay the dealer. Sorry, dealers. If you can do basic stuff to a bike, you can put an exhaust system on. So then again, if you're like me and getting lazier and older, maybe this is the last one I do myself. I got great news earlier. My guy from the dealer called and said that my clutch cable is supposed to be there today. So maybe Thursday I'll be able to go and get my my 14-inch KSTs put on this thing, and then we'll actually be done for now. Because I want to do something to the stereo. I was spoiled by the stereo on that guy, which is the old Stage 2 boom. So I'm looking for a good deal, you know, on something. The Harley stuff I'm sure is fine because it's now a Rockford Fosgate, which is what, you know, a lot of aftermarket people use. But I'm looking for a shop that'll cut me a deal because I'm cheap. Anyway, we'll talk soon. T-shirts and stuff, if you want all that, that's there. And then from there, shoot me questions or whatever about this thing. I'm no absolute expert, but I think I know more than the average idiot. Funny note on the store, I was looking up, I'm like, what, monkeys? You know, all these people who have lights off, fairly, I don't want to call it successful, but, you know, active YouTube channels. They're like, what do you call people who are, you know, subscribers or whatever? This is branding stuff that I don't know. I'm not a YouTuber. And like, for example, Jasmine Kane calls her people Caniacs. So I looked up, like, what's a group of... What in the hell am I seeing right now? What? Anyway, this is, whoa, my God, there's sprinkler heads in that. Anyway, okay, a group of monkeys is called a congress. I don't think you people want to be called Congress. Anyway, I just thought you think it's funny. We'll talk later. Bye.